Hi, everyone. My name is Marion, and I help women show up like they mean it. Now, if you're new here, you might be wondering, wait, what is happening? Because yes, I do shoot boudoir, and yes, I do shoot executive headshots, and yes, I also coach women in business. And I get it. On the surface, this looks like three completely different things. But I want you to stay with me for a second because in the next 10 minutes, and by the end of this video, you're going to see that it has all been one thing. And it's always been about you, how you see yourself, whether you believe you belong, whether you're willing to take up the space. So let me dig into it and let me explain exactly how all those things, three things work together. So here's the thing nobody tells you about confidence. It's not something you build in your head. It's something you build in your body. It's in your experience. In the moments when you do the scary things and came out on the other side still standing. I've been working with women for 15 years, and that's 15 years of watching women walk through a door unsure and walk out of it different. And what I've learned is this. The way you show up in one area of your life is always bleeding into the others. Always. The woman who cannot close a sales call is usually the same woman who can't ask for what she needs at home. And the woman who hates every single picture is usually the same woman who downplays her accomplishments in a meeting. And I'm not saying that because I'm coming at a place of, I have no idea. I'm coming from a place of, I know this because I've lived it. So the woman who books a boudoir session and almost cancels 3 times is usually the same woman who's been putting herself last for so long that she's forgotten what first totally feels like. It's all connected and it's always been connected. So here's an example that I hope you can find useful. This is how the boudoir theme goes a little deeper. I'll tell you about another woman that I worked with. She found me on Instagram. I found out later that she found me at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday night. And those stories stick with you because it really shows you this is a real person. She'd been following me for 8 months, saving my posts, telling herself she was not the type of woman who does something like that because she was too busy, too practical, blah, 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 3 kids, a husband, a career, all those sorts of things. Regardless, even though she was telling herself, ugh, this is not me, she booked anyway. And she told me afterwards that she sat in the parking lot of my studio for so long before she came in. She actually joked that she almost drove home at one point in time. But she finally came in. And when she walked through that door, she told me afterwards that she was so nervous. You couldn't even tell because she kept it so hidden behind like this little mask of like everything's fine. But 2 hours later, she was standing in front of my lens, laughing with me, not performing, not posing, just being present in her own space and her own body. And when we finally looked at those pictures, she went completely silent because she looked exactly like she didn't know she needed. It wasn't because she looked like a younger version of herself or somebody totally different. It's because she looked like the version of her that she'd been too busy to take care of for so long. She came out of that session feeling so different from when she first walked in that door. 3 weeks later, I got the coolest email from her. And that's when all this story really came out because she had gotten the promotion. She had almost been too afraid to apply for. She didn't know what happened, but she just felt like something had shifted in the moment when she was in my studio. And that's the key. You can stop apologizing for taking up space, and that changes everything. Here's a view from the headshot perspective. There was a vice president. After her session, she sent me a message. She said she had updated her LinkedIn pictures with all her with her new headshots, and within 2 weeks, she had 3 inbound opportunities. She was the same woman, she had the same credentials, but she had a different picture. Because here's what a headshot does. It's not just a photo. It's a first impression you never get to be in the room for. And it's happening right now. While you're watching this video, somewhere someone is looking at your LinkedIn or on your website or on your speaker profile and forming an opinion about whether you are the right person for the opportunity. And if your headshot is 5 years old or taken on your friend's iPhone or in bad lighting or from a season in your life that no longer represents who you are, you're leaving all your opportunities to chance. The women who are getting the opportunities are not necessarily more qualified than you. They just look the part. They look like they believe that they belong in the room. And that starts with how you present yourself. before you ever open your mouth. Let me tell you a little story about business coaching. I work with women who are brilliant at what they do. They left corporate and they are in the process of building something completely real that fits their lifestyle, fits their goals, and fits the work that they want to be doing every single day. Now, who is sitting on a product or service that could genuinely change someone's life? These women are, and they can't sell it, not because they don't believe in it, but because they don't believe in themselves enough to ask for the sale. So I had another client, former consultant, had an MBA like I did, a long time, 15 years of corporate experience. She built a coaching program that was generally transformational, and she was charging $1,100 for it when it was worth 4 times that. We did not start with her pricing. We started with her story, with the why she kept making herself smaller in sales conversation. In that moment, she realized that undercharging was not being humble. It was fear. Yeah, fear. It gets us at all these crazy times. Within 1990 days, she had raised her prices, signed 4 new clients at the new rate, and stopped apologize for what she was worth. Same sort of woman, kept down by fear, same sort of program, different relationship with herself. That's the thread that runs through every single part about what I do. So, what does a boudoir shoot and a headshot session and business coaching all have in common? You. They all start and end with how you see yourself. Whether you believe the version of you that is capable of more, whether you are willing to do the uncomfortable thing that puts you in the room, in the frame, in the conversation that changes everything. I've built 3 brands because women need support in 3 different places, but it's always been one mission: help women show up like they mean it. And if you're watching this and something landed, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments what story hit. Tell me where you are in your journey. And if you're ready to do something about it, like really let's do something about it. Whether that's a session or coaching or even just starting a conversation. Sometimes that's what you need to help get over that little point of fear. Then let's talk. Everything is linked below. Subscribe if you want more of these type of conversations. I'd love for you to share this with a woman who needs to hear it. And I'll see you again next week.